Ooh, feels like March 1st, but it ain't. I don't know why. Now, it just felt weird because I have to label these rooms that we join when we do the podcast on Riverside. It says, what would you like to label your studio? And I always do it by the date. It's like 229. Damn. Ugh. Feels finicky. Feels weird.
Now, I didn't know this made sense until recently in the internet and conspiracy theories and all that jazz, but did you know if we had 13 months, it would be 28 days a month, and that every week would be exactly this and that, and there would be no, like, bullshit, like, oh, hold on, what's next week and what day is that? No, it would just fucking work. 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, all the way through, perfection. You look into the sky, all the astrological signs that the ancients came up with to navigate the fucking year would line up perfectly instead of this cockamamie bullshit that we're dealing with the 12 months and the 31, maybe 30, maybe 28, maybe 29.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you on that one.
Isn't it because is it like a day technically is like 23 hours and 0.9 something, and we have to do an extra day every 4 years in order to make up for it? So like that.
Yes,
that's
essentially.
But
only because they fucked up the calendar. I don't know when this happened. And now I have, listen, I got real deep in the rabbit hole thinking about this today. And if you haven't checked out Cat Williams on Joe Rogan's podcast, holy shit, I'm 35 minutes in and it is a doozy talking about Egypt. And, wow. But when we think about time and the history that's been recorded, and speaking of the leap year and how we have to make up for it because of this and that, how accurate are we going back thousands of years now? If 1 year we're off by a day, right? What if we go backwards with a fucked up calendar? Where are we off by? When are we?
What? I don't understand the question.
My question is, when you look at recorded history and you're looking backwards, if we get off by like a whole day, I guess what, every 3-4 years, right?
It's every 4 years, yeah.
So then you think that we've got this squirrely ass calendar, right? That they didn't always go by. And if you go backwards, without being able to do the conversion, how off are we?
I got you. I mean, we're pretty...
Archaeologist's best guess.
A weird way to answer. So, like, I'm reading something right now, and it said, like, I guess the Julian calendar. This is it's all about fucking like who was in power at the time too. It was like, you know what? I think a quarter of a day a year is fucking, you know what I mean? So that's exactly what happened. The Julian calendar dating 46 BC onwards apparently calculated that the sun's circuit is 36 or 365 and a quarter days. So every 4 years we have that extra day. But that's wrong too, apparently, by like a couple minutes. Says modern fucking fake science, probably. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer your question. We're probably off. We don't know. We have no fucking clue.
I feel like they added politics to a calendar somehow thousands of years ago.
Oh well, yeah, that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And then, I think after that, because I think we use the Gregorian calendar, or the Julian calendar is the Gregorian calendar, but it just got taken over by a pope. You know what I mean? He was like, well, I run the world now, so it's 1500s. Fucking Christ. Fuck, you know what I mean? I'm God now, so my calendar, and fuck that half a day, or quarter of a day.
Wes, you're supreme leader, supreme ruler.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of an entire year of your life. Which year do you erase? What age?
What age?
Yeah, like a year, a calendar year. Like, fuck 27. That wasn't a good one.
This is tough to say, because, like...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I actually had I had a good leading question, but this is like a good one and done. I don't know. I mean, 20, because you're just kind of gnawing at the bit, buying beer illegally. But I had a good time when I was 20. I partied all the time. I didn't have cares in the world. I wasn't responsible for anything. I made enough money to spend, and then have none, then make it up 2 weeks later, a week later.
Sure.
I don't know. Did 30 maybe? We'll just say 30 arbitrarily.
30, okay. See, I think there's like a there's like a 23 to 24. I don't know. I think in that area, which sucks because I was so young, but I was so fucking lost. I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, because I got into radio at 25. So I figure if I could get rid of like 24, that was probably a bad year. There's a lot of changes going on there. They weren't exactly positive en route to the rest of my life.
It's just money. Money is a thing at like early 20s too. You
Yeah.
know, you're out on your own and conceivably, providing for yourself, and it's tough. Boy, it's tough. Plus
But-
you strike gold out of college or grad school.
But here's the thing, Alan, because I know you're a devious son of a bitch. Imagine there was a leader, a ruler that came before you, and you could just delete. Boop. Goodbye. Their entire fucking existence. A whole decade of their rule is just gone. What year is it? It's 2012. You sure about that? It's 2012.
Yeah,
You're
listen,
right, Mr. Giannis.
As you were saying that, I had just read this, and I don't know if you saw me go ooh, fucking 2 minutes ago. So I kept reading that article. So apparently, yeah, Julius fucked this up, right? Like fucking Julian Calendar fucked it all up. So the Pope, fucking literally just in 1582 on October 4th was like, it's not October 4th anymore, it's October 15th. Calendar corrected.
Wow.
He literally just decreed that it's a different fucking day, and the entire world has since moved forward with that as the official fucking date of world history.
Damn. Back when the Pope had that power. The 28-day, 13-month calendar seems very metric-y system. It makes sense. You know what I mean?
yeah,
No,
okay,
and I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that. I'm saying
yeah.
I'm a proponent for it. It makes sense. Everything's by tens. And we get this. Christ, what's our measurement system? The
Standard.
No, there's another name for it. Isn't there some regal name? Chris, I'll get back to it. What's up?
Ours? No.
Yeah.
Our measurement system? No. It's
Inches,
I'm
feet, yards, miles.
I'm sure maybe it's got some roots in something. Alan is going to be our Googler today here. But no, it's
Hold
you got standard and metric, and standard is measured in eighths and sixteenths and
My
quarters.
point is, if you can figure out, because the seasons are going to be different. Okay, we're going to end up having, if you can work out all the logistics, I guarantee you, big companies will be like, I don't know, that's 2 extra paychecks a year. I don't know, I don't know how I feel about that.
I know, but what would be funny is the rest of us that are not morons would be screaming, "It's the same paychecks. It's just different weeks." That's all.
right.
Monday, by the way, it would fucking be perfect because Sunday would always be the first of the month every time, and then Saturday would always be the 28th day of the month every time. Every day of the week would always be you would look at a calendar and it would just be perfect.
So Christmas and New Year's to be the same day every year. Sometimes people want to change your birthday. It was on Wednesday last year. It's on Thursday this year.
We could also line up those magical weekends that come every so often for us American schmucks who don't take enough fucking time off from work. We could always put Christmas on Monday. We could say we figure out where the 25th is, and we could always just know. Oh shit, we got 4-day weekend. We could get excited and not be I get randomly excited the week before. I'm like, oh shit, President's Day. Oh, and I'm off on Monday. Kiss my dick, I'm out of here. I get wildly excited just before it comes because I never know when it's coming because every week's different.
Oh, I get wildly excited just before it comes too. Let me tell you.
I was hoping something like that was coming.
Yeah.
So anyway, our system of measurement is called the U.S. customary system. You may be thinking of the imperial. That's the
Imperial.
That's
That's the English though, and that's gallons and bushels and stone and yards
and ton with an E.
And then ours is U.S. customary, but we're so arrogant, we were like, well, that's the fucking standard now. So, standard. So now when you look at tools, it's just standard and metric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my point is I'm a proponent for it, but someone would fucking up. Someone would just, how are you going to get an extra month? Where do the holidays lie? What's this extra month going to be called? Is it just a void?
See,
whatever. But
that's where it'd be fun, is we could name the new month. I mean, we could make it something modern. We could figure out like
put it up to a vote.
yes, we could all argue over like what regal fucking American historical figure could be named after, and it'd be like Tubman-Uary.
It's definitely going to be the Washingtonian, probably.
No, we wouldn't be able to do that. It's too white. He wouldn't make it this time around.
Man.
It'd be like Frederick Douglass Sierra.
Why does it have to be ours? Can't it just be like Earth Month or something? Yeah.
Why? Fuck the rest of those people.
Yeah.
We're coming up with this. America's top of the heap. We should get no. You know what? America needs to. I know we put our stamp on everything, but we need to start putting our stamp on more shit, more global shit. I know everybody gets mad like at Trump for like America first, but goddamn it, we've been ruling this joint since fucking like 1946. I think we should fucking be able to like name some shit after ourselves and not apologize for it.
Yeah, we got our centennial coming
We've been
up.
owning this joint for like 60 years now.
Yeah, we got our
It's
centennial coming.
at this point, I think.
Do something about it. You know, this is like Mike Tyson in his prime. You want this belt? You come get it. Until then, we name everything. That's our shit. Until you can take it away from us.
I think they're working on it.
They are working on it. That's why we need to stop apologizing. We bring everybody home, all of them. Bring them all home. We you know what? We build every fucking major city.
Bring them all home.
Yeah, we bring them all home. We put them on the fucking shores, man, and we just stand them up there.
Put them on the shores. What are they gonna do?
No, just go do what they do in Germany. Nothing. They eat fucking hamburgers and like call each other assholes. And then, you know, when shit flies, we can go anywhere in the world already. We don't need to be stationed right next to these countries. We can be there in fucking 5 hours.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that's how it works.
It's not, but it could be. And it should.
I've played enough strategy war games to know that's incorrect.
Yeah. In order to implement a 13-month calendar, we're going to need some bases, buddy.
Good
Yeah,
point.
all right. Yeah,
Enforcement, we're going to need some.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to run into the problem that fucking Pope Gregory had, and not everybody adopted it all at once. It was the 1500s, though. They did not have email.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and by the way, like some fucking Inuit tribe out in Alaska wasn't exactly, what's today? It's the 2nd. No.
Yeah.
It's the 15th.
Yeah.
What? Pope Gregory. Fuck. Fucking
No,
Pope Gregory.
Okay.
That tribe was just doing days of their lives. Like, what day is it? 17,422, I think. Give or take. I don't know. I'm 21.
What's the sun say? How many degrees north is it right now?
Motherfucker, I'm trying to catch enough fish to smoke to preserve for the winter that's coming. All right. I don't give a fuck about what month, year. Fuck you. You tell me. I don't give a shit. Middle classos, everyone. Foxman, Alan Murr. I wanted to run this by you. This was something that was troubling me. And is it okay? I'll use myself as an example. Is it weird that I don't have any female friends?
Nope. And I'm glad that's the direction this was going, because I thought I was going to be the weird one coming on here saying I don't have any female friends. I kind of have one, but it was a coworker, and we've just stayed in touch. So I wouldn't necessarily say, like, we are friends. I don't want to, like, hurt her feelings if she hears this, because we are friends. We still keep in touch. But, like, it wasn't, like, an organic relationship that came out of nowhere, you know? Like,
yeah.
So, no, I don't have any female friends. Why would I? I mean, why would I?
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't think it's weird that people from the opposite sex have platonic relationships in that manner. That's not weird at all. I'm just saying it dawned on me. I think I was watching Seinfeld, and I'm just like, God, Elaine's weird. Elaine's one of the guys.
But Jerry did date Elaine first. And then they had and then when Jerry was trying to prove that he knew the move that she liked, they had sex a few times. I just don't know if I'd be having sex with my friends.
Gotcha.
It's not like, hey, Wes, I got this
single.
Wes, I got this theory about this thing with my mouth. Well, why don't you go in here for a minute? Like, it's not gonna happen like that.
Yeah. Well, if you were two single guys, I wouldn't fucking blame you. You know, good looking gents.
But that's the thing, though. But if it's just a friendship,
Yeah.
would you have to be like single? If it's like I don't have to get permission to go like to the rock gym with Dewey when he comes to town. Like I don't have to. Like Maria's not suspicious of anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I mean, I have people that I went to high school with, people like females that I graduated with. My 20-year high school reunion a couple of years ago, hugged them. Great to see you. How have you been? How's life? How are your children? Et cetera, et cetera. I have crazy, your significant others, your wives, that every time I see them, hug them. How have you been? Good to see you. Thank you for having me over. Merry Christmas. Let's go gamble. Friends from college, girls that I knew in our sister sorority, same thing. If I haven't seen them in a long time, but I don't ever hit any of these people up. Like, hey, do you want to go get a beer? Want to go to the Orioles game? I got an extra ticket to the Ravens. Hey, I was thinking about going to the casino and gambling. You want to just, I don't know, crack back a few beers and hit the craps table? Zero. I have none. I have zero. I had an ex-girlfriend who
Most
had
of those
like,
sound like not female friendly activities, but we'll leave that for a different discussion.
perhaps, yes. But I mean,
but wouldn't common interest be the thing that gets you out on the town together? Like if you had if there was a chick who liked going and getting blasted and fucking throwing some dice on the craps table, then maybe we'd be friends. But generally speaking, straight female women aren't like that.
Yeah,
No.
it's reasonable. Yeah.
I just did. And I had an ex who had probably a half a dozen male friends. Now, most of them were from her hometown, and they didn't live in the area. But I was at a cookout once, and I was like, "Damn! Like you invited all these people over. I don't." Memorial Day at my parents' house on the side with the grill open and half dozen or half bushel of crabs. I'm not hitting up hometown female friends like this. Zero. Like, unless they're dating a friend of mine, maybe.
I wonder if it also has something to do with like how small of a town like that we grew up in. Because
True.
I would argue that most of the girls that we would have maybe ended up being friends with, the pool was so shallow that we were always like, ooh, we were always into one of them, right? We were always trying to date one of them. You know what I mean? And so because of that, the orbit of their friends, it wasn't like a friend relationship. It was like, I want that to be my girlfriend relationship. And then it didn't work out or whatever, and you became friendly, but you never became friends because you had ulterior motives leading up to it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Solid point.
I think because I do have a couple girlfriends, but you're right. They're not from my hometown mostly. Like I came from a generally small town. Like being it not going out of your fucking podunk shit, but fucking generally speaking, yeah. So I don't know. That is interesting. But no, I do have a few, and I also for work. I would say if you count my work network, I got a bunch of lady friends that they're just with different companies, and I fucking see them 2 to 3 times a month, 4 times a month, depending on how much I'm networking. So I'm just oh, and we have lunches and we introduce people to each other to clients and shit like that. Salesman shit that's not actual work.
I do want to challenge you though on this here. So you say you have some lady friends, but if it's, let's say you got an itch to go out, right? And you've got a list of buddies. What number on let's just say in your phone you have 10 speed dial numbers. Where is the first one of those on that list? I'll call Wes. I'll call so-and-so. I'll call this person. I'll call Dave. I'll call this. Oh, yeah. Jenny.
Yeah. No, I mean, in that regard, I will say that one of them was higher on the list, and then, this is not to be negative, but they made a life choice that now makes it so that I don't see them as much, and that's fine. It's life, right? So further down on the list, but she was in the top 5 probably. Her and her husband, we would go do stuff, we'd go to restaurants and have some drinks and shit. But yeah,
Yeah, but would you go solo? Would it be
with just her? I mean, I have, but no.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And the weird flip side of this, as I was thinking about this hypothetical, let's say, Alan, you're with Kelly, I'm with Sarah, but we're also with 6 or 7 other people, ish, wherever, and the situation deemed it to where Kelly and I had to hang out for an hour. Okay, cool, shit. We'll probably just tell the same shitty Frostburg stories that we've both told each other a million fucking times, chuckle about it, laugh, have a beer, and then the group comes back all right, great. Yeah, I enjoyed my time. That was awesome. But I I don't hit up Kelly unless I hit up you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's different because it'd be different if if we were single. I think like if I was single, I would probably have a few more lady friends. I'd be like, "Yo, what's up? What you do? You try to get drunk? Let's go get drunk." Like, or
Okay.
some shit like that. But not like, yeah, I'm a married man. It's not what I be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where
Yeah, it is what it is.
this is almost where we need a female's opinion. You know,
Yeah.
we need almost need like some female demographic to explain. Like, yeah, I have one male friend who, like, I hate to say this, he's not gay, which I don't know, but all women need a gay friend. I mean, most of them do, in my opinion.
Well, like, does it count? Like, I spend a ton of time with like she's the work wife. Like, she's just the girl that sells the contract portion of the business that I'm. She sells the other side of the business that I'm on. So we tag team, and we've
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on.
Lions.
Paint the picture. God.
And we've been at multiple companies together. So like, yeah, I like well, that's my homie. But even then, like, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, because somebody they're like, oh, you guys are always hanging out, or you're always working together, you're always together for like during the week. And it's like, yeah, but come Friday at like 3 p.m., we don't fucking talk to each other until like Monday morning. Like from time to time, we might send a meme, be like, oh, hey, this is funny. I saw somebody, but that's about it. Yeah. So we spent a ton of time together. We talk about shit all the time. Even my wife sometimes like, "Are y'all on the phone again? Chill the fuck out." But like, right, like I said, at the come weekend, done.
I don't really crave it though. Like, I mean,
No,
I like, okay, so what? Oh, let me ask you this though. Why did this suddenly like spring to your mind that this was something you were gonna ponder?
I think for as long as I can remember, for most of my adult life, I haven't had what, okay. Now that I think about it, I might have one.
If you have to think about it, you don't.
yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. But I just think like for most of my adult life, I haven't had that. And I wondered if I was weird. That's all.
No, I don't think you're weird at all. And and again, I think it's because we didn't grow up in a metropolitan area. I think if you grew up in like I'm going to go way too far beyond, but like a New York City or something like that, again, you're going to be in close quarters with each other. There's going to be common interests because places like that have so many different things that you can frequent that you're going to end up like having a common interest with probably someone of the opposite sex at some point and be like, I know who wants to go to a play with me. Tina. I'll give Tina a call. Like, because Adam doesn't want to see that bullshit. And I don't even want to tell him I'm going.
I know who's playing at the Hippodrome. Someone with a sitar and a ballerina act. It's fucking great.
Exactly. There's not a lot of girls in Cecil County. Well, actually, I take that back. There are a lot of girls in Cecil County that just want to go out into a field and drink a lot of booze until they pass out next to a fire. That is true. But like I said, there weren't enough of them to go around, so we were all pining for the same ones.
So you're saying it's nature versus nurture.
How so? How am I saying that?
Because you're saying it had to do with where I grew up. And I've lived in Baltimore now for the last 16 years.
Yeah, but I think by then you've already kind of established, like...
yeah.
No women friends for me.
Yeah, you've been through your formative friend years for the most part, right? Like, yeah, you pretty much like the friends you have now. How many of them have you met since you moved to Baltimore and you hang out with them regularly? You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee there's probably a couple knowing you, but like by and large, you hang out with your friends that you grew up with that are not from Baltimore.
Yeah,
or your fraternity brothers.
There's a few more than you think. Okay. Yeah, but that's also, I mean, that's also given the fact that I hunkered down at a very unique watering hole.
I was going to say,
at the Idle Hour.
You also spent a single portion of your life just being a drunk in Baltimore. I'm sure I would have made a couple friends myself.
A mime could have made friends at the Idle Hour for the 5-6 years.
I knew the whole all of the staff at Nobles intimately.
I heard Rob Riggle talking to somebody, and they were breaking down in very simple terms like what makes a great friend. And he goes, I'd never ask you, because I love you so much, I would never ask you to come help me move furniture, whatever. but I would call you if I needed to bury a body in the woods. And Rob Riggle looks at him and goes, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I would never help you move your fucking furniture. But if you called me about that body, I'd be there in 10 fucking minutes.
How many of us have them friends?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for that. Now I feel, I guess, I don't know, moderately more normal, less weird.
When you texted earlier, I was actually nervous you were going to go the other way, and I was going to have to justify how weird I was. So no, I think this is one of those rare times I feel included. I don't feel like the odd man out. I just don't know. I just don't. Maybe it's me not having like a lot of girlfriends growing up either. I was just like, if I ever had a girl in my orbit, I'd want to be with her. And so why would she be my friend? And any ex-girlfriend I've ever had, I've not talked to them since the day we broke up. So there's that too.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of, once you sever ties, there's no, we can be friends. Like, yeah, on the offhand chance that we cross paths at a restaurant or a movie theater while we're both on other dates. Sure. I'll say hello.
In a friendly tone.
Yeah.
Hey.
What are you here to see?
I don't know what you're here to see.
What about you? Anything else? Not that movie. All right. It's been a little while. Been a little bit since we've done a friend or foe. I think month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I think we're about due. Murr, tell us about this Willy Wonka experience in Scotland.
Okay. So this is actually kind of great. Maybe this is part of the AI that we should be afraid of. Because there was a company that decided that they were going to get a hold of a bunch of parents on social media and advertise for the Willy Wonka experience. And if you looked at the advertisement on all the social media pages, it looks like something straight out of like, I know it's not the superior film, but visually speaking, the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka movie was a visually superior movie because of the technology. Well, they put all of these images up, and it's like fucking 10-foot tall lollipops, a fucking like rainbow road made of candy canes and gumdrops. And then when the parents got there, it was basically something that would be made from a piece of paper mache by a bunch of kids who were trying to get an extra grade on their fucking homework. It looks like the saddest, colorful bouncy house you've ever seen in your entire lives. So here you go. The parents claim they were lured. No one wants to okay, so it's a Scottish Willy Wonka experience. Police were called to good God. Hold on. I didn't read like what they were calling it, and it's kind of taken me aback. Police were called to Willy's Chocolate Experience.
That doesn't sound anything at all like what popped into my brain.
Y'all want to come down to Willy's Chocolate Experience?
No wonder the parents were upset. Told their kids to wait in the car.
Because the parents felt scammed by the absolute shambles of an event. Tickets for the Barron event, which cost $45 a person, promised a paradise of sweet treats, Southwest News Service reported, and instead, children were brought to tears when they were greeted by a scarce warehouse with a painted AI background, a sad bouncy castle, lackluster props, and virtually no candy. So I guess, I don't really know how to do this as a friend or foe, because I think we all know where we're going to stand on this. But like, if you pay, friend or foe, if you pay for an experience, is it buyer beware, or foe, no, like what was advertised is not what I thought I purchased, because they used, but again, the picture that they used to advertise this was technically a backdrop that was on a piece of vinyl hanging up on the wall. So is it false advertising? Is it a false advertisement, or is it not a false advertisement?
This is, I don't know. That's tough that you added that piece there at the end, made it different.
Yeah, I know. And I just thought about it, like, because I mean, that was the picture they used on the internet. But when you got there, technically that was an image that was available to you when you got to the event. Technically, they didn't have a lot of candy, but they did have candy. Technically, they didn't have the greatest of bouncy houses, but they did have a bouncy house. So you see what I'm saying?
Here I would have been a little bit
Oh,
nerved and susceptible. Here is where I may have like shit my pants. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this? What the For those of you who can't see, there was I guess like a lobby area with it just says factory over a gate. And then it looks like a woman cooking crystal meth in an Oompa Loompa outfit with a fucking green wig on.
And I don't know if that's like an actual smoke machine that's created that ambiance or if she's just been vaping the entire time. Because by the look of her eyes and the smirk on her face, there might be a little more than CBD coming out of her mouth.
You see this tweet, Oompa Loompa doopity doo, I've got methamphetamine for you.
Jesus. Yeah, this is pretty bad.
Sorry, I was a little distracted today. I didn't realize that was the specific friend or foe we were going with. But I think we're just going to have to say foe. Fuck these people. Fuck this event planner. Give them their money back. There is no way. I don't know. I feel like I might have had a good time. And honestly, kids don't really care that much unless the parents make a big deal. Like if I went in there and was like, hey, dude, this is awesome. He probably would have thought it was awesome. Is it $45 a person awesome? No.
I mean, listen, like, I don't know the fine print behind this. If it's all, buyer beware, all sales are final. I think this is where, as a parent, you take the shit on the chin and you walk out of there and you're like, yep, that was it, buddy. Time to go home. Like, fucking son of a bitch. But you don't, leave a bad review, but Christ, you can't take your money back. I'm kind of friending the cheapskate artists who they gave they gave all the Oompa Loompas, which were just normal sized women, Oompa Loompa costumes, a 15-page script one day before and said, you need to figure this out. And then when they showed up, they told them they need to improvise that day with no rehearsal.
Oh my God. I'm looking at the Twitter pictures again. Can you bring up the news story? Scroll down because where the big screen TV is inside the airplane hangar, you can see the actual picture that they used hanging on the wall to promote the event. And
about this?
Yes, see?
Oh, this thing? Oh,
yeah. So, Alan, you see how it's like a vinyl tarp with the Willy Wonka-esque background? Somebody got really close to that with a 35mm camera and took a picture and put it online and said, hey, come to Willy's Chocolate. But see, they never said Wonka. So, maybe Willy was just like Wonka's like shitty business partner who he had to cut ties with. And like, this is what happens when you don't take business serious, kids.
Yeah.
It's still a life lesson.
It's true. Maybe Willy was Wonka's like chocolate fucking supplier, and he stopped paying the bills. So he was like, I'm gonna fucking steal his gimmick over here, but he's a little broke, clearly.
Look, I got scammed one time when William was younger. They were having what? Now I kind of figured this was the case. It was like $20 a person. And I don't know if you guys are aware of Bluey, the cartoon.
Uh-huh.
And okay, well, they were going to have Bluey and the sister. I can't remember the younger one's name. Yeah. They were going to have them down at the fire hall right there in Old Perryville, Wes. And I'm like, well, what's this going to be? And it was literally just some like fire department's kid in a fucking mascot outfit, just like walking around like, just waving. That's the only trick they knew. It was this one. It was basically pay $20 to come down here and let your kids get taken, let their pictures get taken for Facebook. That's all it was. Yeah. I can go demanding or pounding on a fucking plastic table for my money back.
Yeah, like I said. This seems like an evil trick. You rent out, it's not even a warehouse. I don't even know what would you consider this. It's like
looks like an airplane hangar.
It does.
An airplane hangar or a crash test site for cars or something that they cleaned up. But, dude, it is like the pipe and drape only goes over 6 feet in certain areas.
Like that vinyl thing, they had like two of them, one on each side of that pole. Like not even like one large continuous background.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, this seems like something that I would do if I was more ambitious. I would have this fanciful idea. Look, they tried. I think they thought it was like, like when okay, like I'm just gonna flash back to like high school or like middle school. Like you got to do the diorama, right? And it's like, I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm proud of this. And then you take it in and you see fucking like Rose Woods fucking like it actually like glows in the dark. Yeah, I used phosphorus paint so that if you guys could just gently turn the lights off, you'll actually see shooting stars in the back. Like, fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
Meanwhile, mine's just like
Nobody's friends with her. Guys included.
Meanwhile, mine's just a solar system, but each ball is just like one's like a peanut that I painted with fucking spray paint. Yeah.
This reminds me of, do you remember they had G.I. Joe was big on it, but there was also like a lot of remote control cars and things of that nature where advertising would set those things up in unreal, like mini jungles, like, yeah, G.I. Joe. And you had like the sand and the trees in the jungle. And then you're like, oh man, yeah, I want to buy that. Then you suddenly realize you can't recreate that in your house because you don't have tree ornaments.
Yeah.
So you use pillows and fucking your dresser and things like that. This is what that reminds us. They were like, yeah, I got this great idea. And then before you know it, the budget runs out and you're like, all right, we got to get an Oompa Loompa behind a table with beakers and a fucking fog machine and anybody at this point. Like, well, we don't have any little people. I don't know. But you have a girlfriend who's 5'4". Put her in a fucking costume.
Yeah.
Get her back there. And she's kind of disgusting looking. She's not my friend. I'll tell you that. Get him in there.
Honestly,
an acquaintance at best.
I think where they actually screwed up is they actually rented a space that was too big. If you put all that stuff that they had into a much smaller, more cramped area, it would make it look like it was like a wonderland of sorts. But when you've got like 30,000 square feet of a fucking aircraft hangar, you could have a 20-foot rainbow, but that 20-foot rainbow inside a fucking 50-foot ceiling is
Yep. And not enough pipe and drape.
Not enough pipe and drape.
Not enough pipe and drape. And they do it during the day too. It's like, you can't control the light, the light. You're not blocking out any of the natural sunlight that's coming in. I see they have a couple of would you call them like Frenzels or something? But it doesn't matter. It's all washed out.
Okay, you keep saying pipe and drape, and now you just said Frenzels. I have no fucking idea what that is.
It's probably like stage shit or something.
Pipe and drape is the stand that holds like a backdrop.
Okay.
The drape.
Gotcha.
A Frenzel is a particular type of light.
Oh.
Here, I got it. There's a example in one. So this right here is pipe and drape.
Okay, that
pipe
makes
in the
sense.
middle.
I get
holding up
it.
the
That
drape.
makes sense. It's got some pipes inside of it, and it drapes down.
Yeah.
I got it.
That's the Frenzel. And I'm telling you, like they shot this during the day, and they have the light on.
Okay.
So you just should have had people over at night.
Okay. All right. I gotcha. I mean, you could just say hanging.
Perhaps I'm being nitpicky. They didn't have an expert like myself in order to.
Because that would have made all the difference, by the way. If it was like, I don't know, 40 shades darker in there, that would have made all the difference in the world.
I'd have added some chainsaws. I'd have added some Roman candles.
Couple of chains.
A real psycho motherfucker. Like, hey, give me your best Gene Wilder impersonation.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is like if you're doing a whole Wonka thing, like they should have had some sort of like weird games, like bobbing for something in like a vat of chocolate or something, like I don't know, make them get dirty.
Kiddie pool, kiddie pool worth. Yeah, right. Yeah. You could have dumbed down what you're talking about. Yeah.
Can you do that anymore? By the way, like I remember middle school fall festival or whatever they did like the whole bobbing for apples thing. Can you even do that now? I mean, can you imagine how many slobbery fucking stupid kid faces went in that water? In the era, just past COVID, could we dunk strangers' heads in one jug of water for hours?
My guess is you can no longer say Bob. It's got to be asexual.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a good point.
You can't be bobbing for apples. It's got to be like, God, I don't even know.
I was waiting for it.
I was going to say Billy bobbing for apples, but that doesn't make any more sense. So I know. I have no idea. Can you still bob for apples?
I don't think so. There's probably a drowning hazard and a fucking like biohazard. These fucking kids. I feel for them, man.
These fucking kids.
So you're saying in a
Let's be real. Popping for apples wasn't that much fun.
It wasn't fun, but there was like a skill to it, and there was like a, and there
You're like good at it, and you're just trying to fucking pass a skill on or some shit.
Well, what you do is you get the apple, you push your face into the apple, into the bottom of the tub, and then you jam your teeth into it and pull it out. That's how you do it.
So in the Willy Wonka experience, it's a kiddie pool with like chocolate milk.
Well, easy, bud. Willy's chocolate experience.
Thank you, Alan.
Sorry, Willy's chocolate experience. It's a kiddie pool of chocolate milk and apples.
I don't know about apples. It's got to be something. It sounds like at Willy's chocolate experience, it'd be bananas.
Yeah.
God, Christ. Yeah. Then they do a fake like fire alarm, and the sprinkler system shoots what?
Chocolate.
No, what's
syrup?
That? Yeah, some kind of maple syrup. Yeah.
How do you mainline maple syrup into a fake sprinkler system?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like
I know a guy though.
The budget at this place seemed quite
I
limited.
was gonna say, you need like a custom maple syrup pump.
Okay, we'll do simple syrup, okay, where we just put some like sugar in the water system and just spray everybody with it.
That's probably
So-
easier to do.
Fire hazard for a half day. That's fine.
But we are foeing this whole ordeal, right? Like the parents are correct to want their money back. Are we all just going to agree on that?
I mean, you're correct to want it, but should you ask? Probably not.
You can want it, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it back.
You're gonna get it.
Well, is it okay? Well, fine. Friend or foe? Is it false advertising? Friend, yes, obviously the experience that was advertised is not the experience they got. Or foe? No, I didn't say it was going to be fun. They just said it was going to be there.
Still just going to be a chocolate experience.
Yeah, they didn't say what that meant. They just say, "Hey, there's a chocolate experience happening. Come on down."
Some experiences are fun, some not so much.
Christ.
I just had a root canal. Rate your experience.
All right. I think we haven't answered, but we've answered.
By the way, just speaking of bananas, I just want to give you guys a fun little activity to perform at work that may or may not be some form of sexual harassment.
Oh yeah.
But if you do have a banana, always find a coworker and say, "Hey, want to watch me eat this banana?" I do it every time, and it's never not creepy.
There was a VMA where Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers ate one in an entire swoop. Gulp. Yeah.
That's somehow surprising.
I'm not saying I've tried, but I'm saying I can.
Flea, good bassist. Good deep throated banana.
2 bites, man. 2 bites.
Yeah. All right. Fund us up. Fact us up. And
All
fund
right.
fact us up.
Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. True facts that sound like bullshit. And of course, your Fun Fact Friday is being brought to you by the Cuckster for Life. That's Cuckster for Life. Find him over on Instagram. The Cuckster North American tour is getting ready to go underway. And Cuckster, he's got, I don't know, yellow and black Cuckster, or yellow and red Cuckster. He seems to be having a good time of it.
He does.
Black Hollywood Cuckster just seems to be having kind of an existential crisis about his life. It's a little weird. I can't tell if he's detached himself mentally or not, but if you'd like to see the whirlwind adventures of the Cuckster, find him on Instagram, Cuckster for Life. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. Leap edition. Did you know the average weight of a cumulus cloud is 1.1 million pounds? Although they're light and fluffy and float high in the air, clouds are actually extremely heavy. People sometimes forget they are actually made up of water vapor, and water has quite a bit of heft to it.
Million. 1.1 million.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like 1 million pounds. I knew they were heavy,
No.
but yeah.
Wait, are we talking about like English pounds? Or are we talking about like imperial American
The
pounds.
standard
It's just-
pounds.
American pounds, probably.
Fair enough.
But I do want to know this.
Average.
And I like science. Usually science is the less bullshitty of the sciences. But how do you legitimately weigh a cloud? And this is an estimate. There's a lot of airspace in between there. What makes the cloud? I mean, are we going by like where there's no wispy little edges coming off of it? I mean, are we condensing it down? Are we going to milk the cloud and then weigh what comes out the other side? How does that operate?
It's a good point. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
How do you weigh
You should
a
like.
cloud?
I
There
feel
should
like
be an alternative adult experience, but like Willy's cloud experience. Like you're like, all right, look, I've been dying to know how the fuck do you weigh a cloud? Because that's a great point. 1.1 million pounds.
yeah. And where's the million-pound scale at, by the way? And Alan, I know you just looked this up, but how do you weigh a cloud? Sounds like some sort of book that a woman would read by a fireplace on a lonely winter morning.
Hating on the men that aren't friends of hers.
That's right.
Yeah, so apparently to find the clouds. All right. So I think you got a couple calculations here. Yeah, so you got to calculate volume. So to find a cloud's volume, multiply width by length by height. Pretty basic shit, right? And then you multiply the volume by the weight of water within 1 cubic meter of cumulus cloud, which has been calculated as a half of a gram. So hypothetically, 1 billion cubic meters times a half a gram is equals 500 million grams. So that cloud weighs 500,000 kilograms. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So it's just kind of an estimate. That makes sense, though.
I still like my cloud milking theory.
Yeah, I mean, that would be way cooler.
And by the way, does a cloud, once it starts raining, like if you got a rain cloud, once it starts raining, is the cloud just completely depleted and just gone? And is that what stops the rain? Or does it just continue to kind of like a tumbleweed? It gets smaller, but then it starts to kind of build up steam again?
That part. The
Okay.
second one. Yeah, that I do know.
Okay.
Because it's still water vapor up there. It just reaches a critical point, and then when like temperatures fucking mix, then it'll let that shit go. You get a low pressure system versus a high pressure system. You see,
Okay.
fucking yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. But then it just picks up more fucking water vapor again as they move along. They pick up evaporated water.
Now, just remember, I don't really read these too far ahead as I pick them, so I don't know how this one operates, but we're going to go with it.
Perfect.
Did you know the loudest penis in the animal kingdom belongs to the lesser water boatman insect? Measured at 99.2 decibels, the sound was so loud that scientists at first didn't believe their instruments were working properly. In fact, the lesser water boatman is the loudest animal on Earth relative to its body size. What does that mean? The loudest penis.
I was baffled at how you weigh a cloud. Now I'm more baffled by how loud a penis can be. I mean, this is whew, science. You're scary.
And I'm so angry at the job that I have and the money that I make when there's dudes and chicks out there just getting the decibel rating on penis sounds.
Bam, our instruments might be fucked up. I don't know. Did you calibrate this, Billy? I did. Boop. Oh, there it is again. Shit, is that a
Water boatman?
water boatman insect?
Yes.
I thought so.
The familiar ring of the water boatman's penis.
That's got to be a great water boatman. No, it's the lesser water boatman. These fucking idiots.
What a proud bastard. Good for him. Whew.
I still want to know what that
And we-
means. Is that like
Yeah.
like is it like the erection is moving at the speed of sound, or is it like what it's popping off?
Yeah, what about a penis creates decibels?
Thank you. I feel like that is a half fact. I'm going to write the good
Okay.
folks who compiled these, who cobbled these together.
To make this colossal acoustic din. I love the the verbiage there. The male water boatman rubs his penis
Hey, well.
against the rigid surface of his abdomen like a wooden spoon against a washboard. Size doesn't matter for this tiny marine animal. Wink.
I'm not gonna. Hey, man, look, I'd be the kettle calling the pot black. You know what I'm saying?
His penis is roughly the width of a human hair, though, so it's got that going for it.
Damn. Is it frivolous or is it just like one rub? Like,
Oh, I think
Is it kind of like
I think it rubs it. Yeah.
yeah, gotcha. Okay, and that creates
Yeah.
some friction. And
It
friction
plays like
creates noise.
old timey bluegrass music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On its abdomen with its penis.
99.
Which, to be fair, if I could, I
But
would.
like 100 decibels, that's like
Yeah.
that ain't nothing.
They say it's equivalent to sitting front row at the orchestra or standing next to a hurtling freight train.
'Cause you
Particularly the Coors Light party train, playing the OJs as it passes
Yeah.
by you.
Think about it. And we bitched about fucking, what was it? What,
don't
OJs! Had to take an OJ's break.
what was it that we bitched about? The cicadas. We bitched about
They're
about
very
those things.
loud, yes.
I don't know. I mean, we're not native to the was it the long short-haired bushman insect?
Yeah.
lesser water boatman, sir.
Lesser water boatman.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. But glad I don't live there.
I,
What are these things like the Puget Sound or something?
I
Like
have
that?
no idea. You just made up a waterway that sounded exotic. Congratulations.
No, it's up in like the Seattle, upper northeast, no, northwest, Washington.
I'm in the upper northeast south western area of
North of Seattle,
the
south of Vancouver.
Either way, I just know.
East of fuck you, asshole. I know where it is.
Moving on. Did you know the Milky Way contains clouds of alcohol billions of miles wide? Methanol and ethyl alcohol are natural forms of alcohol, and massive clouds of them have formed in space.
Willy's chocolate experience could have used some of these clouds.
Yeah, you're
Up
right.
in-
Okay, we're going to move on.
up in-
I apologize. Figured-
wait, what is there to apologize for?
Fuck.
No.
it was a little weaker than I thought. I just figured, I was like, oh shit, man. If there was like pure grain alcohol in space, I feel like Anheuser-Busch would have a rocket by now.
There.
True. Yeah. Could have sent some of our best up there.
Some of our best. No, it would have been NASCAR would have been a whole lot different.
Yeah. It's hard to harvest.
Billy, we're gonna build ourselves a rocket ship, go get all that booze up there.
Yeah. Could have been Armageddon written totally different. Yeah, we got free booze in space. We're gonna send our best.
Well, but speaking of free, valuable shit in space, did you know there is a planet made of diamond? Much of the mass of 55 Carini E comes from crystallized diamond. At one point, scientists believed that the majority of the planet's mass might have been carbon, the element which diamonds are made of, but recent studies have scaled back those estimates. At the very least, the planet appears to have a thick layer of diamond near its surface.
That's
Diamonds aren't even valuable anyway.
They're not. It's all marketing. Makes me angry. I mean, that's cool, I guess. It's hard to harvest. Like I said, it's everything about space. Got moonshine out there? Oof. Hard to harvest. Hard to harvest.
Got booze and diamonds out there.
Got diamonds out
Woo-wee.
there? Oof. Hard to harvest.
I actually heard
It's
I heard somebody talking about we want to build lunar colonies, and apparently that's kind of the mission, is to get something set up so that they can they have a base of operations to go do some asteroid harvesting. Otherwise we just can't do it from here.
Yeah.
Too expensive. But you can do it from there because it doesn't cost shit to blast something off the moon.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could just kind of you could have 10 people throw it.
Just about have you seen there's some company
You feel like a team of guys.
Yeah. John Cena, Dave Bautista,
Yeah,
you
just
a
a
couple
bunch of
strong
big
men.
dudes, yeah.
Just a big blanket, just all ripping it, flattening it out for you.
Yeah.
There's a company, invented this machine. It uses like centripetal force, and they figured out how to I guess they can get it moving fast enough that they think they can throw a satellite into space without actually using solid state fuel.
From Earth?
Yes.
Oh man, that sounds like they're gonna throw a satellite up and it's gonna come back down. I
You'll have
get
to
what you're saying.
look. Okay, Alan. Okay, you want to be fucking fascinated? Look
Yeah.
up manhole cover in space. Apparently, the fastest object that's ever been on Earth is a manhole cover when somebody done fucked up and allowed a gas line to break underground, build up enough pressure that once that bad boy went off on somebody's fucking Marlboro Light hitting the fucking side of the city street, ba-blow, this motherfucker went supersonic and apparently left the atmosphere because they never found any trace of it.
It probably just disintegrated, honestly. But yeah, that's fair. I'm looking at this right now.
All right, so we're gonna throw a satellite into space.
Yeah, so apparently it's possible to get something up to enough speed to whip it.
Well,
Whip it
I
good.
do think that you can get something, yes, but the way you said it, you know what? How big of a fucking circumference of a fucking swing arc you would need to throw a satellite into space? Where are we
Fine.
building that?
Look that up.
One of those boardwalk fucking bungee jump things, except the size of Africa. Fucking, that's what you need.
It looks like a Ferris wheel, but it's all internalized, and apparently it's got this arm inside that gets rotating like some bitch, and it's got a hole in the top, and at just the right moment they release it and
Let it go.
and just let it go.
Could you imagine if it was a split second off and you just kind of splatter half of it on the inside of the?
I heard about this 10 years ago, and I've never heard of a satellite being tossed into space.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Still working on it. Look that up while we get to the final.
Okay, I am.
Did you know? In 1868, the Democratic Party forced an unwilling candidate to accept their nomination for president. The awesomely named Horatio Seymour repeatedly made it known that he had no interest in running for president, but he was unanimously drafted at the party's convention and forced to campaign. Unsurprisingly, he lost to Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, that's why. He was like, I'm not fucking running against the guy who won the war. Get the fuck out of here.
Who the government controls?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how John McCain felt, back in 2008. John, you're a guy. Do I think I have a chance? Yeah, sure you do.
No.
War hero against the most articulate man that may have ever held the office. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Don't worry. We got a real spitfire of a running mate that might springboard you into.
Wait, who is this running mate?
Oh, don't you
Palin.
know?
Oh, it's Palin.
Joe Sixpack.
I thought we were gonna fucking. I don't know why I thought we were gonna get a Howard Dean out of it.
I'll tell you what. That poor guy. He had that shit all the way up until that dumb fucking.
We're going for this and there. I don't even remember the states, right? That's because he was talking about his war path.
Yeah, because he was talking. Well, because it was the primaries were going, and he won the first 2 or 3, and it was just we're going to South Carolina, we're going to this. He's pumping himself up, and I've actually heard an alternate angle of that. It's just the fact that when he did it right into the microphone. And it washed it out, and it popped basically. That it was overblown, because I saw a video of it from away a little bit, and it doesn't sound that bad. It's yeah, but right into the microphone, it's yeah.
And he was a fucking Dave Chappelle meme for fucking ever. Shit.
And then just got stomped into obscurity, almost to never be heard from again.
Yeah, much like this guy Horatio Horatio Sands? What was his name?
Yes. And by the way, I almost feel, again, he was being thrown to the wolves. I mean, in all honesty, like that should be like, hey guys, it's an honor to, it's like Bob Dole.
Yeah.
They wasn't gonna win. It was just like, let's let him do his thing. Like,
Bob Dole's my pimp. Bob Dole's my pimp.
But I hate making fun of Bob Dole's fucking hand because apparently that was from a grenade that went off right next to him.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, like that's how presidents should be picked. I feel like we should all nominate somebody, and it's like, no, I'm good. No, just hear us out. Like we should actually vote for people that don't want to be president to have to run for president, and be like, you got 4 years. You do a good job. You want to do it again, you run again. If not, we'll pick somebody else. Because anybody who wants to do it is a fucking sociopath.
Yes, agreed. I like it.
Point.
I agree with that. Let's go that route. I like it.
Like I don't know who I'd pick. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know either.
the way the winds of change are going right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see a strong nomination for like a Joe Rogan. I mean, he's a little polarizing now. Maybe 5 years ago he had a better shot. I don't know, like Dr. Phil. I'd throw his name in the hat a little bit. Well, he's a little more polarizing in the last week or so.
I don't know about that one. I don't know who I would pick. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think I've been so washed with the two names I've heard over the last 8 years.
Yeah,
I just can't really help myself.
God,
under 60. That's
not to. Oh, there you go. Okay, somebody young. I guess we just have to go with an actor. That's the only people we know.
like an actor or musician or something, but musicians feel not right.
I'd nominate Jeff Probst from Survivor. I feel like he's got good, skills at working out people and how they operate. Got a lot of experience in that department. A lot of nut jobs.
There's going to be a lot of Swifties that are like, Kelsey, let him do it. He can take the off season and run for president. And then
Kelsey.
Yeah, I'd take Jason.
Yeah, I would take
Jason.
Travis.
Okay, fair enough.
Travis would get us into some trouble.
Maybe some NFL coaches would be good nominees.
Ooh, no.
I could take
Gruden.
I like President Vrabel. I feel like that. I'd be down with that. Like he'd come in with an iron fist, but he's obviously knows his shit. Probably a little bit of a sensitive side there, somewhere buried deep underneath that husk of meat that is his body.
First order of business. Look, we're going to centrifugal force a satellite into space. I'm telling you that right now. Signing stamp of approval.
Right after I eat this banana. And that, my friends, is your friend or foe. Or your Fun Fact Friday. Whatever the fuck I just talked to you about.
Fun Fact Friday. That's right. Friend or foe, Fun Fact Friday. Because it's a tongue twister. Tell before you go, folks, if you find yourself up at the New Hampshire area, check out a town called Atkinson. Not Rowan, not to be confused with Mr. Bean, but debate over.
I'm sorry. We got to make Mr. Beantown. We set it up just outside of Boston.
Yeah.
It's just a Rowan Atkinson theme park.
That's right. Very cheaply built too. It's just a bunch of 6-foot dudes in suits going like.
I want you to know that I wasn't watching you guys during that piece. I was looking and reading this article, but it sounded like I wanted it to. I saw it in my mind.
Oh shit.
A debate over a new spa in southern New Hampshire over whether or not taking a stand against a diaper spa, a nursery-like business for adults who role play as children and, yes, wear diapers. So this was spawned upon about a sex therapist, Dr. Colleen Ann Murphy. She goes by her middle name as well. The spa's owner offers a range of services, including virtual play dates for $200 an hour, as well as all-day diaper B&B experiences that promises you rejuvenating pampering for the little one inside of you. So
I don't like the way that comes off the tongue.
That did not go well.
I mean, this article goes on, and there is a lot of references, people who chime in from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, wherever the fuck that is, ADBL behaviors. There's a lot of quotations. I can give you the ins and outs, but basically you go up there like, I want a day. I want to put on a diaper. and I want to be pampered like the little baby that I once
You know, the
was.
way you said that was way too rational because that's not how they operate. This is a
Yeah.
sexual perversion that someone's making some fucking money off of because in this new age we live in, you're not allowed to tell people that's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't give a fuck what you do, but this is a little weird. But hey, again, do your thing.
Have you seen what these people do?
I think they just wear diapers and be babies, which
They literally like lay on the
like, yeah,
ground and
yeah,
hungry,
yeah,
hungry, and they wait for like a rubber nipple to get shoved into their face, and then they shit themselves on a floor and
yeah.
wait for somebody they paid $200 an hour to come wipe their ass for them.
Man, it's strange, man.
I mean, is it weird and perverse? Absolutely. Am I going to say this can't happen wherever was it?
Yeah, man.
Atkinson, New Hampshire? Sorry, I don't know. I live in a society where you can do these types of things
Yeah,
behind closed doors,
yeah,
of course, and you can't,
yeah. That's my
you know,
thing. Yeah.
can't expect me to pander towards your
Look, like we can
newfound.
have rub and tugs. We can have fucking, you know, d- shit and bottles or whatever we want to call it. I don't, weird.
I mean,
Sure.
I'm gonna have a hard time making an argument against your argument because I agree, freedom's freedom, but man, I almost feel like the client list should be posted on the door because that's just like Jesus.
That's a good point.
Honestly, they might be the safer option. You know what I mean? I want the full roster of priests before I get the fucking roster of the people that visit this joint.
Fair
Honestly,
point as well.
Yeah.
It's one, I don't know, man. It's just wrong. It's just, there's something I feel like the people that would want this kind of experience, hear me out here, are emotionally damaged in some way.
yeah.
And I don't think that offering them this experience is the healthiest way to move forward. I'm not saying you should
You're
make
right.
it illegal, but I'm not saying that they're preying on people with like very traumatic mental disorders.
Or maybe it helps. Like maybe it helps people get past that. Like I feel like you're right. Like it's people who weren't like loved. It's like the motherfuckers who were left for hours to scream in their cribs. You know what I mean? Like our parents like did it for like 10 minutes and then they were like, all right, that's enough. We'll go pick them up. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Like I think it's those people. So like, fuck it.
No,
That's
I,
fine.
I agree with Murr in this regard that there's something much more deep seated that
Oh yeah.
requires psychiatric help from a professional. Not all right. You know what? We're gonna focus and we're gonna channel all this energy that you have in the form of a diaper and breastfeeding and bottle feeding and ass wiping to the tune of what would cost you a few hours with a psychologist. That's my issue with it. My issue begins and ends there because I don't know. In my perfect rational world, things like this can take place. Do I want? Do I want it next to Willy's chocolate farm? I don't know. Maybe have them a few miles apart.
I think it is Willy's chocolate farm.
Yeah. To a
The thing about
grown
this,
man named William who likes to poop in his pants.
when I saw this article, I remembered there was a featurette on a Real Sex like 25 years ago, but it was just
Yeah, I
one.
used to watch them all on. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the problem with Real Sex is you watched like an hour's worth of that content for like what 30 seconds of something you really wanted to see, and the rest of it was a giant
Weird
out of shape man laying on the floor crying for his mommy to come powder him with talcum and put another 4-foot diaper on him.
Yeah.
Like, but at the time, it was just one weird lady who was too old to be a prostitute and realized that she could like literally milk these clients,
Yeah.
and now it's expanded into a franchise.
No, not. I mean, this is a psychological professional. This is a sex therapist who's running this shop.
Sure.
Like, all right, so here's a question. Because, like, there's places like, there's like professional cuddlers. You know what I mean? Like, we're really only like maybe a step and a half past a professional cuddling in this instance. We've strapped on a diaper that's still being cuddled. You know what I mean? Like, where's the like? Is that weird too, or is that normal? Or is that not normal either? I'm just asking questions.
I think going to a group home to give each other hugs, though a little weird, a lot more innocent than.
What if it's one-on-one? Like you could like contract a dude and or lady to like come on over and just cuddle with you.
Again, I think it's weird, but I think I'm lucky in life to know that like if I have a real problem, I can pick up the phone and call someone who cares.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't have that.
Yeah.
And they might need a fucking 4-hour hug. Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Not saying it's for me, but I'm not saying there's anything too traumatically odd about that. But when you decide that you need to take off all your clothes, shirk the English language that's native to your tongue, and have a random stranger come and wipe you with a wet nap, that crosses the line.
I mean, look, it's not a desire, but if I had a person that wiped my ass with a wet nap when I pooped, I don't think I'd complain all that much. Like, it is like slightly odd in concept to us, but like if I were to take like, let's call it the Roman emperor tactic here or perspective, you know what I mean? Like, or the Egyptian pharaoh, like come wipe my ass, person. I'm dirty here.
That's about power. This is about like giving away all of your power.
That's reasonable.
You're talking about like power and pampering as a result of your power. These are people who just like feel so desolate and isolated that they need to go back to their not youth, but way beyond their youth in order to figure something out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, it's just weird then, guys. Again, sorry, I tried to help y'all.
I say this under the umbrella that like this stuff is okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. It is strange though.
I will straddle this fence and say like it's not okay. However,
I mean,
if that's what you want to waste your money on, I guess go ahead.
Yeah.
There's some sick mistress of the night who's willing to do it and take your hard-earned cash, and you want to lay on the floor and.
This feels like a daytime activity. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Babies sleep at night.
Yeah, good point.
Well, they wake up intermittently, but still.
You got to take a day off of work to do this. It can't be over. You get kicked out at 5 p.m.
And wait, hold on.
Like the age of these mistresses is like you can only get it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Is there breastfeeding?
Well, that's a whole other case.
There you go. That changes gears a little bit.
Christ, is that legal?
Is this? I mean,
yeah.
God, hey man, I paid for the experience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be legal.
How else do you feed a growing boy?
You're just sucking on titty. I mean, you do that now. Like,
yeah, I suppose.
It's not like it's a very different behavior.
I guess I don't know. Do you pay more for the ovulation? Pay more for like
the lactation?
Lactation. Sorry, not ovulation. Sorry, lactation. Sorry, I'm so desolate that I'm so compartmentalized. I don't know the difference.
Matt, I don't know. Probably.
I wish I had thought of this earlier. This would have made a much better friend or foe. I saw a TikTok. Some guy, he purposefully went into the massage parlor, and I guess he said all the magic words, and then he called the cops when she tried to give him the happy ending and got her arrested. But he did it all for the TikTok.
That's just rude.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Go in there and like, ooh, I poopy myself. Wipe my testicle. Wipe my poopy.
Clean me up.
I'm calling the cops now. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah, but I don't think that's illegal. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay, this is devolving.
All right, I think we've gotten to an impasse now. Alan, tell all the, I don't know, perverse wannabe childhood diaper wearers where you can find the middle class.
mamababypoopoopeepee.com. It's our new website. I mean, it's really just a scheduling portal for you guys to come see us and get cuddles and butt rubs.
I mean, our email is tickleourtummies.
That is true. We could
That's
set
right.
up this. We could easily use it for both. But well, you heard our email. If you want to email us, check us out. If not, check us out on all your favorite social media. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. We're at the Middle Class Holes on Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube. Go check out our YouTube. We want to I don't know, maybe monetize it or something.
We're getting close. We're halfway there.
We're halfway there.
Living on a
So
prayer.
follow us. YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out. You can see our faces if you just listen to us. We have reels. That's a thing. I don't think that's what YouTube calls them. Called like shorts.
Shorts.
Yeah. So if you don't have time for all this, I'll just keep talking until somebody fucking stops.
No,
Yeah.
Channel, we got some comments via comments via our listeners. All of this come from the same YouTube short, not real. Stealing washer fluid. Jonah DeVillis 6664 says, "I do the same, but with bags of ice." Alan, kudos.
Hey.
You had seen. Word. Scrappy 45 says, "Rarely if I ever see them outside, though." Meaning, I think he says
Rare
he's
to see
never
them.
see the washer fluid outside.
I always see him outside rural farms, on the way in.
On a nice summer day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it's Spreet 5454. This person was commenting on the fact that Merwin, you had said something about shame on the friend who reminded you, said it because then you've been stealing stuff.
Yeah,
for
I'd
like
rather
10
live
years.
in
He said,
ignorance.
better for a friend to perform you than to be pulled over by the cops looking for windshield washer bandit over 5 states.
I disagree because if you're gonna get caught,
Wanted over 5 states. Sorry.
if you're gonna get caught, right? I mean, we can say what we want about law enforcement and all that. They usually know when you're lying, and if you're like, I thought it was free, and they're like, why would you think it's free? And then you admitted, I've been doing this for like a decade. Ever since I got my license, I've been doing this. I didn't know. I thought they put it outside for free. What does it cost? I will go back and pay. I'm you could be apologetic, but if you knew, if you're aware, and you're like, I thought it was free. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna fucking crumble, and then you're going to jail for fucking $1.99.
I mean, I don't think you're even going to jail. They probably just give you a ticket.
That'd probably be shoplifting, but you gotta get a record for it somehow.
A misdemeanor. You can get that expunged. That's easy.
That's what I need to do. Do you guys ever have anything that you need expunged, or have you ever had anything expunged?
Yes.
Is it hard, or do you just petition for it?
Nah, I think you can petition for it. I have a lawyer buddy who just took care of it. But yeah, you could just do it. I'm fairly certain, wherever county, I'm assuming it's in Cecil Tuck. Just go up to the courthouse. I don't even think you need to go up there. You could probably just go online, and then there's some forms you fill out, and you just you probably got to pay because duh.
Yeah, you do.
You know,
But
I pay them and be like, here you go, take it off my record, please.
Show up with a bucket full of sponges just to be safe.
Yeah, well,
just to be thorough.
Pennies, really, is what I was going to say. A bucket of pennies.
Because I have that alcohol citation from when I was 18. And every time I get a background check done, it's like, well, what's this? I was like, okay, listen, I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
Then usually they want to hear the story, which is rather comical,
Which is fair.
I was sitting outside of a nursing home. Why were you in a nursing home? Drunk at 18. Oh, that's a longer story. So I'd like to stop telling it.
Well, my mistress, she stayed there.
She was a butt wiper of people who couldn't get out of their
I was into adult baby diaper stuff. So it's a weird time. I was only 18, but I was a wee child at heart.
It was called Petey's Chocolate House. I couldn't figure it out. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Middle classes, everyone. Hey, check it out. We're 4 weeks away exactly from opening day in baseball. Oh God. Oh man. Oh boy. I'm excited. I went from 6 to 12. Just telling you.
Do you have tickets yet?
I do.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Come on by.
Good.
Come on by. Merv, come on down.
Yeah, what time's it starting?
Before we forget, before we go, we do have a couple of
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
We got a couple because we missed Carl Weathers, aka Chubbs Peterson, aka Apollo Creed, a couple weeks ago, and I felt really bad about it.
Yeah.
And as soon as we signed off, Murr was like, "You dumb bastard, you fucking forgot Apollo Creed." I was like, "Oh, I did." Rest in peace, Apollo Creed. Yeah, we do as only the middle class holes can do. We bid adieu and a very heartfelt rest in peace to two celebrities who passed away this week. Virgil, aka Vince, aka I don't remember his real name, and then
From
is
the
it
WWE.
Jerry Lewis?
Richard Lewis.
Who? Okay, I just have to know who was a more important figure to you guys, Richard Lewis or Virgil? And by the way, if anybody's like Virgil, the $1 Million Man's like,
Yeah.
what would you call it? What was he? His bodyguard? What was he?
Well, he was his bodyguard, then turned wrestler, then turned like kind of quasi lackey, and then he went into WCW and he couldn't use Virgil because it was copyrighted. He had to go by Vince, and he got the shit kicked out of him all the time.
I gotta go by Vince.
I always like
Vincent.
Vincent. That's what he went by, Vincent, because it was like proper. I always like. It was a great storyline when it finally came to pass, but like there was like 3 years where Virgil literally just stared at the camera counting $100 bills, like looking like just a black Chippendales dancer standing next to the $1 Million Man. And eventually he got tired of Ted's bullshit and finally like went to town. And I always thought it was funny though because he ended up just becoming like a mid-card wrestler. I'm like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be the $1 Million Man's bouncer. Shouldn't he be able to beat anybody that is like slightly better than the $1 Million Man at all times? Otherwise, why does Ted have him around?
Yeah.
If Ted is a superior athletic talent than Virgil, why are you paying him to walk around? I don't get it.
Well, see, what happens here is you're asking too many goddamn questions. All right?
That's exactly what.
It's just you're suspending belief 0%. Come on, man. Come on, chop. Get with the
I
times.
apologize.
Come on.
Who was more important in my life? Fucking Virgil. I'm sorry, man. I loved Jerry Lewis. Sorry, Richard Lewis. I loved. He was incredibly funny in Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's a guy I always found a very underrated role in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
Yes, but yeah, man, as a wrestling fan, the old Verge, dude, stuffing $100 bills into Ham and Egger's mouth after Ted DiBiase beat him up. Getting chucked over, having the silver sequin vest with the money sign, and then the like pink lining. Yeah. Shirtless, armless, of course. You know, shirtless, sleeveless. Sorry.
I just remember, I can't remember what we were watching, but obviously it was some movie that my dad rented, and I just remember my dad, like my dad apparently wasn't the biggest Richard Lewis fan because he was just like, he's just so neurotic, and I didn't know what neurotic meant, but when I was watching the TV, seeing Richard Lewis, I'm like, neurotic. So when they replace the definition in the dictionary, they should just put his fucking face right next to it because that guy was the definition of neurotic. And I saw a great quote today. He spent his entire life thinking about death, and here it is.
Yeah. That's accurate.
Yeah. Well,
that was sad.
Alan, any notes?
No, I mean, Richard Lewis was definitely my guy. No, I wanted to have I had a Carl Weathers thing because you brought it up. I was watching TikTok the other day. I think it was right around the time that he did pass, and it was a bit from. Did you guys watch Arrested Development at all? Mm-hmm. All right, so the bit when fucking Tobias Funke fucking hired him as his acting coach, and he like kind of followed him around everywhere. But Tobias figures out over the course of like an episode or two that Carl Weathers is like down on his luck and totally fucking poor, and like is not really offering him any acting advice. And it was just multiple bits of Carl Weathers explaining how he feeds himself And he was like, I take these day jobs. He was like, I don't even use the per diem. I go over to the craft service table. I get some veggies. I get a cup of soup. Boom, we got a stew going. And fucking, it's just multiple instances of him telling Tobias of how he's got a stew going. Like he finds a rib with some meat on it. Got a stew going. Like
he's like, what are you doing with that rib? You don't throw that bone away. You know what you do? Take it home. You boil some water. Got yourself a stew started.
Get some vegetables. Got yourself a stew going. Hilarious.
Yeah, a follow-up. Rest in peace to Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Yeah, check us out next week. Otherwise, I don't have anything else. You guys got any parting words? Willy's Chocolate House.
I don't know. I'm really excited about Mr. Beantown. I gotta tell you right now.
A lot of the hand motions.
Might be on as fuck. I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up.
Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on as fuck. I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still